Given everything I see in this room, on the street, from this window, in this place, all the meaning that has for me. Okay.
Are you ready for me to hit record? Because I've already hit record.
Oh no, I'm not. Okay, just can you wipe that one?
No, let's just keep going. I thought that was good. Okay, hi everybody. we're back.
It's slow today.
No, we slept in our clothes and we're back. Next day, we're gonna cover we're gonna cover lesson number 2 now. Sis, why don't you want to read that one?
Sure.
Okay.
Workbook lesson number 2 from A Course in Miracles. I have given everything I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, all the meaning that it has for me. The exercises with this idea are the same as those for the first one. Begin with the things that are near you and apply the idea to whatever your glance rests on. Then increase the range outward. Turn your head so that you include whatever is on either side. If possible, turn around and apply the idea to what was behind you.
Do the hokey pokey.
Yeah, well, that's not in my version here.
Oh, that's COA. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Remain as indiscriminate as possible in selecting subjects for its application. Do not concentrate on anything in particular, and do not attempt to include everything you see in a given area, or you will introduce strain. Merely glance easily and fairly quickly around you, trying to avoid selection by size, brightness, color, material, or relative importance to you. Take the subjects simply as you see them. Try to apply the exercise with equal ease to a body or a button, a fly or a floor, an arm or an apple. The sole criterion for applying the idea to anything is merely that your eyes have lighted on it. Make no attempt to include anything particular, but be sure that nothing is specifically excluded.
Thanks, sis. So that ties really nicely into the first lesson. Nothing I see in this room means anything. I have given everything I see in this room all the meaning that it has for me. So what would that meaning be comprised of? How would we even know what we think anything is? You know, I'm recognizing that everything that I think I know is based on past education and past experience, all in a past, right? So it's dependent on my past, what I have been taught by my, superiors or people in authority or my friends, and also just my experience with everything tells me what something is. But like you were saying,
physical senses, right?
Yeah, through 5 physical senses. Yeah.
Right.
So it would be everything is neutral until we interlace it with our, opinions, our judgment on it, right? Based on physical sense.
Yeah. And that's what needs to be divinely repurposed.
And what does that mean?
We need to be open to having Holy Spirit reinterpret for us in our mind everything that we've given meaning to.
So there is another way to view everything that's not in line with our past and our education, right? Around it. And why can we say that? What is Holy Spirit knowing about God's creation? And the biggie for me is that we know that if everything is created, God's the only creator. And if everything is created in the mind of God, that it has to be spiritual.
Mhm.
So matter is a huge first boulder right there. It's everything in its true light. To see everything the way that God created it would mean to see it in its spiritual, in the light of spiritual truth. It's a spiritual idea. It's an idea. And yet we are interpreting it based on the belief in bodies, the belief in separation, the belief in 5 physical senses and bodies. We have given it a first material substance, right? With a hand that can hurt when I hit the table to say, this is real. This is not an idea. This is real. Right? So that's a really big one. So you're saying that when we repurpose, I don't know what this is for. I think it's a Yeti. It feels heavy in my hand. I put hot and cold beverages in it, but this is actually an idea. And the way that I'm looking at it, it's based on my past as Coreen, but I can ask Holy Spirit to look upon this with me, because I know that other than a material mug, there is something there to see, right? It's not like we're just going to erase the world, but there is another way to look upon everything through Christ's vision. So when Jesus was here and looking at something that looked like real sickness or a real problem to us through physical sense, he knew something else was going on. Instead of Lazarus being dead in the tomb for 4 days and was smelly, he knew something else was there to see, right? Perhaps there was a law of life. Perhaps spiritual life is right there. Not that everybody else around gawking and crying could see it, but Jesus could see the truth. He saw through Christ's vision. So yes, there is a way to see the truth behind every object that we're perceiving through our eyeballs. We don't have to know what that is, but just simply to know there's an alternative here. And I'm at choice point. I can elect to look with Holy Spirit to see something else. I want to see the truth, not my definitions and judgments about it.
Based on the past.
Based on a past.
Yeah. 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 Thanks, sis. That's so beautifully explained. Yeah. You know, that's the biggest thing, really, for Holy Spirit. What he needs from us is our permission. Our permission, our willingness to be open-minded for him to be able to change our vision, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's
Because
it.
if I'm in the I know mind and I've decided I know what something is for, and I've invested on being right, well, then how can, nothing's going to change. You're always going to get what you've always got, which is the ego thought system and bodies, maturing and decaying and dying, right? Well, and if you really want something else, we have to let go of what we think we know. Boy, and that is a big process through Course in Miracles. It's really about a surrendering of those thoughts that we think we know, surrendering our judgments, surrendering even what we're so certain about, and just being willing to say, I wonder if there's another way to look at this. And I'm inviting the Holy Spirit, which is my right mind, to look upon this and show me what's beyond this. Interesting to think that even Einstein says there is no time. Time is an illusion. Well, if everything that we think we know is based on our past experience, but there is no past, can you imagine being in a world where you just dropped into it and you don't know what anything is for?
Wow, that'd be terrifying for a lot of people.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what anything is for. So let's do that. Let's do the I don't know what anything is for, and then turn it over to Holy Spirit and let it inform us. Yeah.
That's a really good practice.
Yeah, I think it should be part of the workbook. Okay, you guys, that was lesson number 2. I have given everything I see in this room, on the street, from this window, in this place. I have given everything I see all the meaning that it has for me. Okay, so mythical me has given me everything all the meaning that it has for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, I like that. So morning and evening with that practice.
Yes, when you wake up and when you go to bed. And don't beat yourself up if you forget. Okay. Oh, what's a really, I have my I'm assuming everybody's got an iPhone or something equivalent. But there are some really great apps where you can pull up the workbook lessons and they actually have reminders, and you can set it for once every hour, once every 15 minutes, twice a day. So you can actually have your phone vibrate or do a little sound to let you know as a reminder to do the workbook lessons. I found that very helpful. I was not disciplined at all. So that really brought me into, to remember to do it. So you might consider that.
How would they find those apps?
In the app store.
Okay.
Every phone has an app store, and you can go and you can just type in ACIM Workbook. And I think there's a few of them. I think David Hoffmeister has a version. FIP's put out a version. I'm sure there's other. I think COA may have one now, but find the one that works for you. I use the FIP because it has the alarm option on there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Anything else?
I think that's it for lesson 2.
Lesson 2, moving right along.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.